the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
More laughter. More fun.
Dude, again, just a plug.
More LAC. Only here on INCRadio Los Angeles.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in to INCRadio Los Angeles. I am one of your co-hosts for today. I'm Brother Stephen Andrade, coming to you from the local congregation of Santa Clarita, #SC. So again, good morning to everyone. For those that are tuning in from the District of Los Angeles, good morning. For those, wake up with us. If you're just waking up, grab your coffee, grab your cup of tea. For those that don't drink coffee, again, wake up with us, enjoy, and again, just you give a shout out on the comments below. So hopefully that you're able to join with us, and to join in our discussion and our topic for today. The weather for today here in Santa Clarita is a little bit cloudy. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's probably my windows are closed right now. But again, it's going to be cloudy. I think the weather for today here in Santa Clarita area is 55 degrees. So definitely it's cloudy. It's a little bit chilly. It's cold. So for those that are that are going outside, please bring a jacket. So it's cloudy out there. So of course, I'm not here alone. I'm with our lovely co-host for today, Sister AJ. So, how are you, Sister AJ?
Hi, Brother Steph. I'm good. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sister AJ Capistrano from the local of Oxnard, #OXN. It's kind of weird that Oxnard is a little bit warmer than Santa Clarita today.
Really?
Yeah, we're at 59 degrees. So,
okay, wow, 4 degrees.
Maybe we need a jacket here. No, sorry, just kidding. But our high today will be 64. So that's pretty average for Oxnard. We're pretty chill out here.
Nice. So, again, we have an exciting, topic for today. And so, what just happened last week, Sister AJ?
Yeah, so we're gonna do a quick recap of our broadcast from last week. Last week in the District of LAC, we hosted a Care for Humanity activity with two other districts, the District of OC and the District of San Diego. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that today.
Awesome. So again, definitely, let's already dive right in, because I'm super excited. Because again, it was crazy, because that was just only the last week, and week goes by fast. So definitely, I'm very super excited just to really just talk about it, and to look back at all the moments that happened last week. So my first question is, what was your overall reaction when you heard that there was going to be a regional Care for Humanity event with the other two districts?
I was excited, actually. So it doesn't feel like that long ago when we were in one bit district of SoCal. And then, we split into District of Southwest California and Southeast California. So it just feels like it was yesterday, but I feel like that was probably over 10 years ago. So time flies by really fast. But yeah, I was excited because to be able to work with those brethren and those officers again, it was a great feeling to be able to do that. So I was district Kadiwa officer back then. Brother Steph, we were Kadiwa officers together in the district.
Definitely,
and
sure.
It was really exciting to be able to work together with all those brethren again. How about you? What were your reactions?
It was actually really awesome. Just seeing the overall reaction, and kind of finding about it first time was really awesome, because it's been a while since we were able to see all of our friends and brethren from the other districts, and getting to have a collaboration and getting to see the other, and just working with other districts. It's, once in a couple years that we're able to do this, and every time that we do this is very exciting because we get to work with each other, we get to see one another, and it's one of those times where you definitely do not want to take that for granted, and it's really awesome just to see everyone. So for me it was very exciting too as well, and so we definitely cherish these moments, really well when it comes to these working projects. So so our next question is, how was the preparation like leading up to the event? I know for me, as one of the directors, because we just for those that are just tuning in, we had a special coverage of the Care for Humanity for INCRadio. And for this one, it's a really great, it's a good opportunity because it's a working with the other two districts, with OCC and with San Diego. It's a great opportunity for us to work with each other and to have a big broadcast, and to have a big coverage for this one. And working with the other districts and just coordinating the technical parts of it and the production side of it, and just working behind the scenes. It was very stressful, of course. There was long nights where I did not have enough sleep, but it was really worth it. Really worth it. So how about you, Sister AJ? For you as one of the hosts in our coverage from last week, like how was your preparation like, leading up to the event?
So actually, it's kind of funny because a lot of the preparation, my husband and I were on vacation.
Oh
So
yeah, that's right.
when we so when we came back, that was when we were the week of the activity. So I was kind of just going through and just trying to figure out what we're doing, because when I'm on vacation, I'm like on vacation.
Of course, yeah.
I had to like prep and like figure out what's happening and what my role was and everything. And but I mean, everything seemed like it was organized pretty well. The other districts, they were giving in their input. Like I think OC was in charge of like setting up the background, which looked amazing. And each district had their host and had their part. So it was great that all the districts, even though we are separate districts, we were able to come together and put on a show for for INCRadio, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, again, definitely shout outs to all the to Orange County and San Diego County, for those that are watching there, and also shout out to the tech crew. I know Brother Jeb is watching, so shout out to you, and also Brother Adwell as well, from Orange County, because they literally are a fun. It was really a joy to work with them, and they are the brains and the smarts of that broadcast. And of course, praise be to God that it was a very successful broadcast, because without God, it was really hard. And there were a lot of things that we were able to overcome, but at the end of the day, it was so much fun just to collaborate with the other districts, with the other hosts as well. It was really fun, and definitely like watching it behind the scenes, like I could definitely see and feel like everyone's enthusiasm, like especially with all the hosts, like especially especially with all the things that has been going on in last week. There were a lot of moving parts, right? And just for that to like, I could feel the overall energy. Like it was definitely really great to feel that. Like, how about you,
Was
Sister
it
AJ?
energy, Brother Staff, or was it nerves? Because I was
I don't
so
know.
nervous.
It was both. For me, it was nerves and energy too. Like,
Yeah, well, think about it. Like, so we usually our broadcasts are like 45 minutes, right?
True,
And then now
true.
we have to fill in 2.5 hours of broadcast, and
Yes.
that was nervous for me. And I don't like to talk, so it was just relying a lot on the other brethren from the other districts, and just being able to catch up with them on camera or like learn new things about them. So I think it was more nerves. That's where the energy was coming from.
Yeah, no, really, it's for me. I was, of course, as the overall director, it was really, I was feeling the nerves. leading up to the actual activity. And but at the same time, in the morning when everyone was setting up their booths, um, I could feel the energy, kind of coming up, and I think that's what kind of um, drove me to to still continue on, because the way how the brethren were interacting, just seeing the smiles of the brethren and even the other guests as well. For everyone that was able to attend, um, it was I could feel that, and for me, um, putting all that energy into something that is a little bit more nerves and more live and stuff like that, it's of course anything that's live is already already nervous, but like still, like it was just awesome to see everyone pulling through. And yeah. So how about Caesarea? Like, what's your next question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, not the radio related, but how was the atmosphere of the brethren who are setting up? How was it like before and after the event? Because it wasn't just a radio broadcast; it was actually an activity for 3 districts. So that's a lot of people. Yeah. So what do you think the atmosphere was like?
It was the atmosphere. I was able to kind of step out, step out, before and during the event, of course during our broadcast, but um, just to just the overall atmosphere was really awesome, because um, of course, when it comes to these activities, especially for Care for Humanity, we really serve the community, right? And everyone there that was able to attend, and that were able to come out, to also go through the services, right? Which was, the health checkups, giving away of the dental kits, right? And just the overall feel of it was awesome, because like it was really contagious, because you could see the smiles and the faces of the ones that were being that were able to go inside the booth. It was like it was you even for me, there was times where like I randomly find myself smiling, because there was a lot of like people were laughing, and I was just like, what is this? Like, I wanna go into these booths, I wanna, eat the food. It was just really, the passion that people were giving out, and it was just awesome to see that. And then obviously the brethren that were there, they were so welcoming. And just I was because I needed water, because it was hot during
It
that
was
day. And
so hot.
yeah,
It
right.
was
It
so
was really
hot.
hot, and I went to a random booth. I forgot what local, and I was asking bottled water, right? And then they're like, "Oh yeah, sure, brother. Whatever you want. Do you want food, right?" And they were so welcoming, and I think I think that's the great thing about that day, because it was just really awesome to see that.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the booths in person, but I think Brother Julian from OC did a really good job at highlighting the booths during our
Yes,
broadcast.
shout out to Brother
Uh,
Julian from
Shout out to
OCC.
Brother Julian. Thank you so much. Like he really went into all the booths and showed what they had to offer, all the different medical booths that we had, even the food that the brother prepared for the guests and the brethren. I really liked the fact, it's normal for us as officers, but a lot of the brethren were there to prepare, or they wanted to be in before the doors even opened.
Oh, that's
And I
right.
think
Yes.
that's just how excited all the brethren were to be able to prepare for this activity. So thank you to all the brethren who put all this activity together. Um, it was packed. It was so crazy. It was really hot in LA, but brethren from OC and from San Diego, they came all the way up here to help us with this activity. It was standing room only, and it was just an amazing activity. Praise be to God. Thank you so much. And then after the activity, once they were done with the introductions inside and everything, everyone went outside, and they were like okay with going outside even though it was really hot. I think it's just because they wanted to partake in all the different activities that they had outside, and all the performances as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, actually the performances, now that you mentioned it, it was awesome. Just looking at the performances, the dance performances from of course from our district. Shout out to the dance team there, and then the dance team from OCC, right? It was really awesome just to really witness the performances. The songs that were also played, and then also we have just a quick slideshow of all the events that happened last week. Um, and if you can go to the next slideshow, Paul, or the next slide.
yeah. I wanted to shout out that San Diego also had a dance team,
Oh,
and
also yes, San
I
Diego.
think one of
Yes.
them did a backflip or something. I don't know.
What?
I was hearing some things that one of the districts did a backflip, and like it was crazy. Yeah, I wish I saw it, but maybe it's in
Wow.
the yeah.
Yeah. And then also shout out to the yeah, and also shout out to the CMDPS team, the medical committee, and the booths there as well. They did a great job. Again, just everyone. If I missed anyone that were there and that also made it happen, thank you so much, Paul, for all the coordination, the hard work, the sacrifice. I know it was really hot, so definitely everyone played a major role in putting this together. And then we also gave out care packages for everyone there. And then and shout out to all the district ministers from the other districts as well, that were able to see. Shout out to Kamat Kapashana from San Diego. It's been a while, but I was able to see him. So it was awesome just to see everyone again. Like I was really excited because I was like, wow, it's been a while since I've seen these brethren, and just to see them, you know, face to face again. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I haven't seen you in like a couple of years. So it
But
was, it
everyone
was,
still looks the same, right? That's
yeah,
kind of
it just,
crazy.
it just felt like a mini reunion, to be
Yeah,
honest. And it was
yeah.
awesome just to see that.
What is something that you learned from having this special coverage for the Care for Humanity from the other districts?
Oh, that is a great question. For me, I think um, patience. Patience is the key word. Um, there was a lot of it's not just our broadcast itself, but overall, just with activity itself, because there were a lot of there was just a lot of um, things that just a lot of uh, yeah, just things that happened. And there were a lot of obstacles, that we obviously had to overcome. But the number one thing was just patience, because even though there were a lot of obstacles that we had to go through, and um it was really worth it, to be honest. And so I think the overall thing that I can probably learn from with just the special coverage broadcast, and as well as the overall activity, was just to have patience. Because once we have patience, even though things may go wrong, things may, there could be some delays, right? um as long as we have patience, everything will go through. And I think um that's one thing I've learned, to be honest. So, and then shout out to Kajun. I just read his comment. He says congratulations, LEC. So again, thank you so much, Kajun. For supporting, and as well as for having this activity, for hosting this activity with the other districts. So again, shout outs to our district minister for tuning in. But yeah, just coming back to this, it was just really awesome to see that. But how about you, CJ? What was your learning experience, or what was one thing that you gained out of all of this in this from last Saturday?
I think for me, learning confidence, or maybe even if it's just faked confidence. We were talking about this before the broadcast, other stuff,
Yes.
where the brethren from OC and San Diego, when they are presenting, they just have this aura, this like confidence around them, where anything can go anywhere when we're doing a live broadcast, but they have the composure, they know how to fill. And so I want to be able to get to their level of for radio, and to be able to bring a broadcast that is not only like informative but entertaining as well. I learned so much about the other hosts while we were hosting and talking amongst ourselves, um, and just watching them, I was really impressed. So thank you to the other hosts and to the districts from OC and San Diego. Thanks for being an inspiration. Like, that was amazing. I also wanted, like you said, but I want to shout out to the tech team, to Kuya Jeb and Kuya Adwell. Like, thank you so much for everything. You guys were so flexible with anything that we needed to do, and you were amazing, and you knocked it out of the park. So yeah, I learned confidence and flexibility. That's what I will take with me in my pocket.
Yeah, it was just, yeah, the level, again, this is, praise be to God that, these and it's just blessings from everything. Again, the hosts from OCC and San Diego, they're really great, and they're really great at what they do. And of course, it's all, it's all blessings from God. But definitely, it was just awesome to see them, um in person, and just kind of look at what they do, because, like, for me, um just looking at them and what they do, and how they do it, it's just like, it gives me inspiration, and like, wow, this is what they do, right? And this is what they do every Saturday. So it's just all inspiring, just to see them live, and what they do. So yeah, shout outs to all the districts there.
Yeah, one of the things that I was nervous about, and it wasn't even me, I wasn't even the one doing it, but I was reading the rundown, and I saw that the brethren from OC were going to go out and interview other attendees and other individuals, like, in the field reporting. And I'm like, that is nerve-wracking. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I wasn't assigned to do it, but I saw it, and I saw them. They were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And they were just confident, and they could do it, and they did it so well. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's something that I would be like, oh no, I don't want to do that. But they were just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
no,
amazing to see it.
yeah, again, shout outs to Brother Julian and to all the other on field reporters, because they were really great at interviewing all the brethren at their booths, right? And they were very descriptive of what they were doing. And it was just like, seeing that, looking back at that, um like, I was just like, wow, like, it makes me want to go into the booths, because how they were like
Right.
interviewing, just describing it. And I was like, wow,
Right.
that's awesome. um I was like, wow,
Yeah. So
it
it
was
felt it
it was
felt like we
awesome.
were there, right? Even though we
Exactly,
weren't,
exactly.
it felt like we were there. So yeah. And then also, when we threw to the other districts in
Oh yeah.
California, yeah,
Yes.
to the Bay Area and Silicon Valley. um Yeah, they were also very descriptive in their booth, and it felt like we were there as well. They were able to talk to all the brethren that were there, in their respective districts, and talk about the services that they were offering. Um, yeah, it was just a really great time.
Yeah, and then, um yeah, just the, like, and plus also the brethren that were in the booths. uh it was the food. We had to talk about the food, because the food was really good, like,
Okay, what did
really
you
good.
eat? What did you eat?
I ate, oh wow, I ate, oh, shout out to the local Glendale. They were serving elote, because that was really good.
I love elote.
Yes.
Oh
But so
man.
for those brethren, so Sister AJ, for those brethren that don't know what elote means, can you explain what elote means?
Okay, wait, was it on the cob or was it like in a cup?
I was
That
actually on the cob.
Okay, so it is a corn on the cob, and they slather it in butter
Yes.
and Mexican cheese, and then they put
Hmm.
spices on it. And then you just like eat it, and you get it in your teeth, and it's just all part of the fun experience. It's
It's
so good.
good.
Oh,
So
and
for
then
those
lime.
brethren,
They like squeeze lime on it. Oh
oh
man.
yes, Yes,
I'm
yes.
gonna go like call my elote guy that usually comes on the street
Yeah, so
in Oxnard.
yeah,
In Oxnard, they always have a cart.
for those brother that have not tried elote, you guys should try it because you guys are missing
It
out.
it doesn't smell great.
No, it doesn't. It
Ivan doesn't like it because it doesn't smell good, but it tastes so delicious.
yeah, it doesn't smell good, but the smell does not matter because when you try it, when you taste it, it's good.
Yes,
So
yes.
and then there were like drinks. I think there were like there were also some like cold beverages. Like for example, like I think another local was serving I think boba and I believe like iced tea. So like it was really good just like going around the booth. I believe someone the chicken from I believe from the local of LA. Chicken was really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. It was the food there was awesome. Just so yeah, shout outs to the local congregations that are able to bring out the food. And yeah, just the overall vibe of it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Even though like majority of the time I was inside, but like just I was able just to kind of go in and out of the venue and just kind of check out kind of walk just tour around the booth really quickly was really good.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All
Should
right.
we go to some YouTube comments? We have a lot
Oh
today.
yes, 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 please.
Yeah.
There's
Do you
there's a
want to
lot.
start off?
Yeah, so again, first of all, we have Brother Jeb. Yeah, so we have Brother Jeb from Orange County. He says, Greetings, INC Radio Los Angeles, tuning in from the INC Radio Orange County, California studio at the local of Anaheim, setting up for our upcoming broadcast. So again, shout out to Brother Jeb yeah, from OCC. And then we have Sister Sheila. Good morning, brethren. Uh, tuning in for more laughter, more fun, and more LAC. Happy viewing weekend. Hashtag LA. And then we have Sister Zeni Alarde. She says, "Good morning, po to all of our brethren." Hashtag Glendale. We have Capier. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to INC Radio Los Angeles, California. And then we have Brother Ivan Capistrano. He says, Good morning, LAC. Happy Saturday. Ready for another awesome of INC Radio broadcast. So who else is tuning in, Sister AJ?
Yeah, also we have Mario Oka. It says, Good midnight here in the Philippines and enjoy watching here in INC Radio Los Angeles, California satellite studio. Greetings from the local of Brixton district of Caloocan North. Thank you po, Mario, for tuning in all the way from the Philippines. Who else do we have here? We have Rufo Tingo Jr. It says, Good morning po from hashtag SFV. Let's see, Ate Jackie, good morning po. Greetings to all, happy viewing po from the city of gorgeous roses. Hashtag PAS. And we have Sister Elizabeth Onrade. She says, Good morning po to all the brethren. Happy viewing po from hashtag SC. Thank you, brethren, for putting in your comments. Go ahead and continue to put in your comments and we will read them throughout the rest of the broadcast.
All right. So thank you, everyone. So what's the weather? So and speaking of just in the beginning of our broadcast, we were talking about weather. What's the weather in Santa Monica, Sister AJ?
Yes, so the weather in Santa Monica today, it is a sunny 61 degrees right now. A little bit hotter than
Wow.
Santa Clarita and Oxnard. But
So
we
I
have a
guess so I guess
63.
so I guess you have to go to Santa Monica.
We will. Actually, it was really hot this past week. I work in Santa Paula and it was almost 90 degrees. So to get
Wow.
back down to the 60s, I don't mind it. I really like the cold weather. But then it'll bump back up tomorrow, I believe, back to 70s. Let's see
All
here.
right. So again,
Yeah.
for those that are tuning in, the weather here in the Los Angeles area is fairly it's fairly it's cloudy today. So definitely for those that are just going out to walk or go to your go just going out to do your errands. take a light jacket. It's gonna get cold a little bit. It's a little bit chilly, so today's weather is perfect. So sometimes sometimes we love a good cloudy day, pretty much. So just continuing in our main topic for today, we were talking about just a special coverage about of our Care for Humanity last week. That just happened last week, and we had our activity with the other two other districts with Orange County and from also from San Diego County. So Sister AJ, why do you think these events like this are important? Not just for those that are receiving help, but also for those that are giving it.
Yeah, I believe that these events are important first of all, for the ones that are receiving help, because everyone can use help. Not everyone has everything, and if we are fortunate enough to be able to help the brethren and help those our fellow man in need, we should do it. And Care for Humanity is just one of the things that we do in the church, to give our help to our community. There's so many other activities that we do, but yeah, it's important for us to be able to share what we have with the people who need help. And then for those who are giving the help, it's just inspiring to just be there and to help with our friends and our loved ones. It's kind of a contagious community. A contagious thing is you see someone who is helping and you also want to do good and to help too. So it's important that we just, whenever we can, whenever we can help, we should. So I think that's why it's important to me. How about you, Brother Steph?
Yeah, for me, it's also a good an important way of for these events like this one, because um of course we also want to make sure to take care of our fellow man, but for those that are giving it, for those that are giving help for with our fellow man, it's really inspiring and really um what's the word, it's an awesome way of doing it, because when we give our help to our fellow men and for those that are in need, it's a way to inspire other brethren and other and other people, just to kind of give our help, because um personally, I try to help out in my community whenever I can. And when I help out my community, it gives me a sense of purpose, right? It gives me a way to give me an outlet for me to help out, because whenever we help out, it it gives us positivity to our community, our fellow man, and to everyone, right? And especially nowadays, especially what's happening in the world, I think we definitely need more, more of just giving, more serving the community, and more giving more positivity to everyone. And I think that makes it more contagious, um, and giving the brethren and our community hope, right? Especially when it comes to these types of activities. So definitely, when it comes to these activities that are very important, um, it's really really important for us to really help out the community and help out our fellow man.
And doesn't it give you an idea of what you want to do in the future? Like, this is
Yes.
something that we do all the time, but what more can we do? There's we I don't know, just there's so many things that we can do, that we have the access to do, that we can help people of this world. And I
Exactly.
am inspired to think of those things, and to be able to just bring them to fruition. Um, so if you have any
Yeah.
ideas,
Exactly.
not you, Brother
Yeah.
Stefan, but
No, it's
if there are
no,
ideas
really,
for the
just like
future.
no, just Care for Humanity is just one of the activities, one of the acts of kindness that we can do. And when it comes to these community services, you know, um, we can actually help out our community, right? not just in certain parts of our neighborhood, right? We can, help out in, cleaning our beaches, right? Cleaning, we can even just doing small, for those brethren that are, or for those that are tuning in, we could do small things to help out our community. Like, just for example, like, picking up trash at the park, right? Like, if you see something, if you see some trash, around the park, or when, or if you're just walking around, just that small thing can be a big thing when it comes to, cleaning up our neighborhoods, and not necessarily, just picking up trash, right? It could be, for example, if there's clothes that, for example, it's, again, it's spring cleaning, it's that season of spring, right? And we need to, we're, we have some clothes that we don't use anymore, right? We can donate those clothes, right? And for a better use, right? So again, there are so many ways, but, care for humanity is just one of, acts of kindness, that we're doing, especially when it comes to community service. So again, these are just some of the activities that are really, really important.
And
Um,
it's funny that you
yeah,
mentioned that, because I think I saw the District of San Diego who's doing a Care for Humanity, I believe this weekend, or they're preparing for something, and they
yes.
are doing spring wear. So good used clothing that is no longer used by the brethren. They are donating it to those who need it. Because yeah, it's getting hot out there, and not everyone has access to the things that they need for their everyday life. So
Exactly.
yeah, this Give This Care for Humanity that we did last weekend. It was just one of the ways, or one of the acts of kindness that the church partakes in. So yeah, just continue spreading out that kindness.
And then my next question is, like, how does participating, in activities like this and helping the community, such as Care for Humanity, strengthen your faith and purpose?
Definitely, it strengthens my faith by, as we talked about, seeing the other brethren, how they go about doing these activities, and just watching them, how they are as officers, and as brethren, and it makes me want to level up my faith and level up my purpose as a member of the church. Um, and then also, just like we said, being able to think of other ways that we can help. Um, I've been an officer for almost all my life, and there's just still very many things that I can accomplish. So seeing all of these activities and all these ways of kindness, that acts of kindness that the church encourages us to do, makes me just want to be just a better person in general. And if I am a better person, then I am a better officer, a better member of the church. So yeah, these activities are always inspiring, um, not only to attend, but to help plan and to execute. Yeah. So what about you, Brother Steph? How did it strengthen you?
Um, just so what's crazy is that we had, like, maybe like a limited time to prepare for this activity, and, with the limited time that we had to prepare, just the whole coordination of the activity, right? And just to put all of that effort into that day, was already inspiring, because, even though we had to, you know um even though we had the limited time, and, there was a lot of going on, there's a lot of stress, a lot of things that, happened, right? And all the obstacles that we had to overcome, I think just that alone, strengthens my faith, because, um without, of course we had our 1 week devotional prayer, right? And, relying on God, that already, without God, that I think that event wouldn't happen, just the way how it was very successful. And, and seeing the brethren's, hard work and sacrifices, like, those don't go unnoticed, whether it was small, or whether it was a small role, or a big role. I think that alone was very inspiring. And, those events, just one of those moments and those activities where you can look back at it, where it would seem impossible. It would seem impossible to to your eyes, right? But then with with just relying on God, and with prayers, you know it was a really big success. And I think those activities alone, you can look back at that, and you're at a time where you're going through some things, but then, and you look at that, it's like it makes you want to go even further, and like what you said, level up your faith, right? And I think that's the most important part. So yeah, I think you know just that alone gives me inspiration and strengthens my faith, as I go through life.
Yeah, and I as a message for the church administration, I'm really grateful that they give us the opportunities and the outlets to share what we have and share our faith with the people of the people in our community, and to be able to give us a space for us to share our talents. Um, you know, there are brethren who are in the medical field, and they were able to use that to help spread the good news about this activity. And there are people who are good at singing, good at dancing, and talking on the radio. Not me, but there are people who are good at that, and they give us these opportunities to use the gifts from God, that we're given. So I'm grateful to the church administration for allowing us to have these kind of activities. Yeah, anything that you'd like to say about that?
Yeah, again, just a big special thank you to our church administration, to our executive minister, Eduardo Manalo, and to also our CEBSI and CFO coordinator, Angela Manalo. It's these activities like this where we definitely can benefit, and we can definitely be inspired and to be strengthened, because it's these activities where we can edify our faith when it comes to these activities. And at the same time, it's again, helping our community, helping our fellow man, when it comes to care for humanity or just acts of kindness. I think it's one of the great ways to really help out and to really strengthen our faith, because in times like this, where it like in the world that we live in, there's a lot of things that happens. And um small acts of kindness, and just helping our community really makes a big difference. So again, a special shout out to the church administration for having these activities like this. So we will definitely have more activities like this. So if you missed out from last Saturday, yeah, just come join us in our next one. So there'll be more activities like this in the future, especially in this year. But you know these are just one of the ways. And if not, you can also be inspired to even host your also community services, right? You can host in your own locals, have your own community service, or have your own act of giving. So we do want to also promote those types of activities. You can do an act of giving. You can do and also a care and also local care for humanity. So it doesn't need to be district wide, but you can also host it in your local as well. So these are just some types of ideas that you can also do in your own locals and in your own community. So again, it's all love here, all love.
Brother Steph, I think it's time.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
it's
way.
been yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, Brother
it's
Steph, for
been,
helping us
yeah.
recap. Like,
No, it's been an awesome broadcast. So again, thank you so much for everyone that are tuning in. um and we would like to thank you so much for tuning in, for all the brethren that have been tuning in and supporting to INCRadio Los Angeles. Sister AJ, do you have any other special thank yous?
yes, we'd like to thank the district staff and resident ministers and workers in the District of LAC. To our district minister, Brother June Colon, thank you so much for your support, Paul. Our assistant district minister, Brother Erwin Brillo, our CFO advisor, Brother Pierre Perez, and our multimedia advisor, Brother Andrew Macadangdang. We'd also like to give a special shout out and thank you to our executive producer, Priya Manley Andaya, and our station manager, Brother Wally Taray, and special thank you to our CEBSI CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Manalo, and our executive minister, Brother Eduardo Di Manalo. Thank you both for everything, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.